Hello and welcome to another edition of the Royal Chat. I'm your host, the Royal Majesty Funshuo Timothy. All right, today, guys, I want to say thank you to all of you that's been listening to our chat and looking to our program online on the YouTube page and all the social media paid platform. I want to say thank you very much and keep it coming. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share because we believe that sharing this program will help us to grow a lot more than we have been used to. All right, I'm sure you probably saw my last video that talked about infidelity in marriages, in infidelities with husbands and wives. But today, I want to go a little bit deeper than that. I want to go into what the evolution of those crises that we have in our home. What really caused it? What is happening? And what I found out most time is that when issues happen, when there's divorce and separations in homes, it's because that is a faulty situation, or because the process of marriage did not manifest itself. Everything we do in life is a process. Whether we go to bed and wake up in the morning, it's a process. You don't wake up unless you sleep. You don't go to the bathroom unless you use drink water. It's a process. But when it comes to the issue of marriage, before a marriage could go sour or even go to a point where separation and divorce comes in, the process must have been messed up, screwed up somewhere. And that is what I want to talk about today. The process of why marriages get screwed up, why things happens, what happened to the for better for worse, what happened to the death's do apart. Because my thinking is this: when you sign that dotted line in the marriage registry, when you go to the courthouse or you perform the white wedding, you sign that dotted line says for better for worse. So whatever happens within your marriage, it should be for better for worse. There shouldn't be any reason why you should leave your marriage at any point, unless like I told you before, unless your husband is an abuser. That's it. Even in case of fidelity, I don't condone it as much. So when the process got screwed up, when the if the process get faulty, that is where we have issues. So now I want to start from the genesis of a process, the genesis of where we as men and women start from, and let us know why, if every process of our life is screwed up or faulty, things will not happen the way we want. Let's start from the fact that from my parents' side, our mother and father conceived us. Okay, conceived us in as a couple, and our mothers went through what I call the cravings, the morning sickness, the antenatal. I mean, you name it, they went through all that. I'm talking about the mothers. That's why I want to shout out to all the mothers out there for all you go through to become moms. It's not easy. And I want to say shout out to my mom too, man. Mom, thank you very much for all your love and support. You're a wonderful mother, and I love you very much. So when you look at the process of conception, the process of conception to the day the mother gave birth, that is a process. If the process is screwed up, there's something wrong with it. Now you look at it, the mother, and then there's some moms that have to go through IV, in vitro fertilization, all that to conceive the child. And that is something that I have to commend a lot of ladies and a lot of moms for. But now let's look at the process that's messed up. I mean, I've always said that, listen, that when the process, during the process, there's going to be challenges. No doubt about that. Just like we always have in the marriages. A process, when you go through a process in life, it's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be nice and cozy. It's going to be a lot of challenges that come your way. Like I said, when you conceive the child, it's not going to be that easy sometimes. Some women do have cravings and morning sickness, afternoon sickness. Those are the challenges that come with being a mother, that having a conception in your womb. But eventually you become a mother, and that's wonderful. Now let's talk about the faulty part of it. The faulty part of conception. The regular way of conceiving a child is to happen within a mother and a father. But now let's look at the faulty part of it. If you get your girlfriend pregnant, that's faulty process. It's a process of conception, but it's a faulty process. You didn't do it the right way, and it's not right. Is the faulty part. If you committed incest against a child, that's a faulty process. Even though the conception is real, but the way it's done is bad. If you did rape a lady and you get pregnant, that's a faulty process. So you look at a process now. Conception must be done the right way, and if it's done the wrong way, which I just mentioned earlier on, that's the faulty process. Now let's move to the point of you now becoming a young child, going to school. The process of going to school and graduating from high school also have to go through a process. You start from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school to and then of course you get out of secondary school. That's a process that has to take place. But there are challenges that come with it. There are challenges that come with the process. Going to kindergarten to high school is not going to be a smooth ride. There are challenges. Now you could fail. You could repeat the class. You could fail a subject. You could not even graduate with your friends, and these are challenges that come with it. And if you decide you want to become a doctor, maybe you don't pass your chemistry class, or you fail your WIAC, or fail your JAM, or you fail your GC, or you fail the examination to go into university. That is it. That's the challenges that come with it. The challenges of knowing fully well that if you don't pass a particular subject, may hinder you from becoming what you want to be. If you want to be a doctor and you don't can't pass your chemistry, that could be a problem. You want to be an engineer, you can find your physics, that could be a problem. If you're going to be a lawyer and you can't pass English, those are the challenges that come with being eyes from going to primary school or kindergarten to college. So you go through a process in life, and those challenges makes you tougher. Now, what is wrong when it's faulty? A faulty part is when you fail the class and your parents will have to bribe your teacher to get you into another class, or you didn't pass your exam to get to college and your parents have to bribe somebody to get you to pass the exam. That is faulty, and this faultiness on that part will get you to a university and you can't even do too well. That is a process that everyone have to go through, and when it's faulty, it hinders a lot of things in your life and it brings a lot of obstacles in your life. Now let's move the part when you have to go to a university. Your university now, wonderful. You want to be a doctor, you want to be engineer, great. But then the process takes its course. You got to go from the first year in college to the last year in college. Great. But there are challenges that comes along with it. You could repeat the class. You can have a carryover in class. You may have to be expelled from school or even actually withdraw from class. Those are the challenges that come with it. It doesn't mean that being with actual withdrawal will not make you what you want to be in life. It just tells you that you got to buckle up your belt and do the best you can to achieve that goal that you came for. So that is the challenges that come with it. But when it's 40 is when you have to do those things that are not normal. Now, these are the things you do when you're in college that's not normal. You sleep with a lecturer, that's not normal. Okay? That's a part of the 40 of the 40 of the process. If you I have to ask somebody to do your exam for you, that is not normal. That's the part of the process that's 40. And you realize that if you don't do well in school and you studied say to be a doctor and you have a 40 process, how can you perform well when you get out to the public and be a doctor? How can you do a regular checkup on somebody when you can't even do that when you're in school? And if you're a lawyer and you failed, you have a 40 process, how can you even write a brief in when you get out there? I can even go to court and defend yourself when you can't speak well. These are the four, so this fourth process that we have to understand in life to get to where we're going. There must be challenges in that situation, and then when it's 40, it does affect a whole lot of things. That is outcome of going to university, and of course when it's 40, things gonna happen. Things happen. Now let's move to the issue of now what I'm going to the issue of love and and marriage. Now the first part of love is when you meet somebody. The old-fashioned way in the 1980s and 1920s or 2000 is you go out there, you meet someone in the street, and you talk to them. She likes you, wonderful. It's not as easy as I said it, but that is a process that needs to take place. But in most cases, it's not all the time that you talk to a lady that she's gonna accept you. It's not the time that you ask the lady out that she's gonna say, "Oh yeah, let's go." There are times that you're gonna get rejection. That is part of the process. That is part of the challenges of life. That when you meet somebody, you're gonna it's not gonna be okie dory, let's go out, oh I like you, you like me. No. Ladies will not give you that straightforward answer when you meet them. You just have to keep pressuring them, keep doing the right thing, keep making sure that she enjoys it. The process of doing that now will make you realize that how much you really cares about this woman. But if you just meet somebody and she automatically agrees to be your girl, that is a process that's faulty. And I've seen that a lot of times. But now let's move that to 2000 to now, when all you got to do is go on a dating line to, go online and date somebody. That's a process that's faulty. Because how are you sure that this lady you met online is the real thing? And a lot of us that date people these days, especially people that live in diaspora, we date by looking at pictures of somebody. We date by looking at in the video cameras or even look at WhatsApp calls. How do you know that this lady is the real thing? Now, don't tell me that you've done your own work, you find out who the lady is. Oh, she's a great lady, she's wonderful. No, and most time we do believe what people tell us about these girls. Now you find out you really know these girls, but do you know her deep enough to understand that she could be the lady in your life? And don't even think that you want to trust anyone to go through the process with you. So what I'm saying is this: if you're gonna date somebody, go through the process of knowing that person and make sure that this person is really the person you want to marry to. But unfortunately, most of us don't go through the process. We believe what we see. You go online, you meet a girl, you think that is it. No, it's a lot more than just meeting somebody online. You got to make sure that this lady, you've done your own work. You know her family. Find that who the family is. What kind of parents does she come from? What kind of mother does she has? Those are the things that you need to find that for you to understand that am I going through a process or is this process going to be challenging for me? I'm not saying that you're eventually going to, in most cases, when you do find that, when you do know who you're dating, then you can be able to determine is this person going to be my wife? Is he going to be fit enough to be my wife? If you go out there and find out this girl that you're going to date has problems or came from a home that's not suitable for you, the process has justified you. But if eventually you find out that she's just the kind of girl that you can date or you can get married to, wonderful. That is why if you've listened to one of my programs before, I've never really supported anyone going back home to get married because it's a faulty process. It's a process that is not complete. You can't think that you're gonna leave thousands of miles away from you, from wherever you live, and you're gonna believe that anybody you met online is or met somewhere back in Nigeria or wherever you come from is the right person for you. Okay, you got to go home, and most of us don't go to that process, going to find out or spend time with these ladies to find out if they're really the kind of lady we're gonna get married to. And if we don't do that, that's a faulty process. The process of getting married to somebody is not about just meeting somebody online or just having somebody um, recommend you to a girl. You have to do your own work to make sure that the process completes itself. So that is what I'm talking about. Now let's move to the issue of now when you get married. You've gotten married to this lady. Wonderful. Great. I mean, you could go to, you've done court wedding, you've gone to church wedding, you've gone anything you want to do, it's great. The process of that time is when you become wedded, you will sign a line that says for better for worse. Now, that is what the process is all about. But then, what are the challenges that come with marriage? Like I told you earlier on, you have to have challenges in life. You have to have challenges in anything you do for you to value what you're doing. If you have, if you get married and you don't have challenges in your marriage, then that's not a process. A process, it's about going through challenges and going through a rough time to appreciate whatever you're going through. Now you get married to your wife. Okay, I mean the issue of infidelity comes in. Wonderful. When infidelity comes in, you want to solve the problem. The issue of finances coming. Sure, every home, every family goes through financial issues at some point in their life. If not at the beginning of the relationship, they can have it at the end of it, or towards the later part of it. You go through these challenges in a love, in a marital situation, to uphold you, to make you stronger. But if you don't go through that kind of process, how are you going to know how strong your marital life is? You go through of abusive marriage. You're going to abuse. You go to alcoholic situation when your husband is drunk, or even you as a wife is drunk, or you go through the reparation of sex from home. These are process that happens. I mean, you can see a lot of marriages that broke up because the husband is not doing his duties on his wife, and the wife is not performing his moral duties on the husband, and they just have issues, and issues just metamorphosize to something bigger, and before you know it, they're going separate ways. That is the challenge that comes with the process. Now let's look at the challenges that come along with the process. The challenges, the faulty part of a process that most of us don't know. Now, if you go out there on your marriage and you go and have a child from somebody else and bring it to home to your husband, that is the faulty process. And you know that when you bring a child to your home, that's the bastard child. And these are kids that eventually turn out to be what we call their destroy homes. If you go out there and bring a child to your home that doesn't belong to your husband, that's a faulty process. If you're going to cheat on your man, well, I don't condone it, but don't compound it by bringing a child into a home that's not your husband. That's a faulty process. If you if you're going to have to um, uh, go out on your marriage and become so you're going to stay out of your marriage for a long time, you work long hours and stay a long time out of your home, that's a 40 process. And if you don't communicate with your husband a lot more, that's a 40 process, because when you have issues in home and you're not communicating, that's a process that's not going to work out. Those challenges come, but the process that's 40 will make it even worse than it should be. So what I'm saying now is, as a couple, when you go through challenges, it makes you stronger, it makes you better. But if you let those faults now manifest itself to something else, you're gonna see that you're gonna find that it's not what it should be. And like I said, when you bring a child into a home that is not your husband, you know what happens. Those kind of child would probably eventually destroy their home. And when you have people that destroy homes, what happens? It destroys the marriages too. So what I'm trying to tell most people today is this: if you are married, if you're in a marriage situation and you don't let the process of marriage take its course, and you try to bring in issues that's going to destroy it, it's not only going to destroy you, it's going to destroy more than everybody in their marriage. So I'm advising everyone today, just like I said earlier on about process, about men, about conception, the same way I want to say to everybody in that listen to me. When you are married and you have gone through challenges, it builds you up. It makes you a better person. At the end of the day, what does not kill you will always make you better. So go through a process in life. It's a part of life living. Eventually, when you achieve it, it makes you much better. So till next time, we talk about it. Bye. I don't think I don't think